Hey y'all, and welcome to Stoop Talk Artist Takes, a podcast centered on art, being an active community, and sharing resources through lived experiences. I'm your host, Larissa Frimpong, the founder of Stoop Talk. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, educator, curator, and lover of all things archival methods. I'm from the South, but I'm currently based in the Midwest, and for my first season, I really wanted to be in conversation with contemporary artists, educators, and creatives. So please welcome our guest, Lakisha Harper-Bradley.
Hey!
Y'all, I'm really excited for my first official interview with the first Stoop Talk co-host with. So this is really exciting, and I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of a background on Lakeisha. Lakeisha Bradley is a multifaceted professional, combining her expertise as a social practice artist, entrepreneur, mental health aid first responder, and John Brown University counseling graduate student. With 16 years of experience in Walmart corporate retail, she founded the award-winning Mighty by Design Therapeutic Art Studios, which has positively impacted over 20,000 individuals. Her work spans the juvenile justice system, schools, assisted living facilities, and corporations, which promotes the healing power of art. As communications, arts, culture, and wellness director at Ozark Regional Transit, she leads creative projects integrating art into public transit, including the Mobile Art Gallery. Lakisha is also an award-winning film executive producer and was recognized for her work in Brushstrokes, Champion of My Sound, and has earned accolades like being recognized on The Jennifer Hudson Show, the 2021 MLK and Vision Award in the city of Springdale, and the 2022 Mid-American Arts Alliance Artist 360 Community Activator Award. Also in 2023 at the Mid-America Arts Alliance Artist 360 Creative Impact Award. And with this recognition at the Beyonce Baygood Foundation Black Business Parade Route Luncheon. And in 2024, she was the Pi Chi Zeta Community Partner in Mental Health Advocacy Award. So let's give her flowers for all of that.
Thank you.
Super proud of you. And Keisha, this really is just such a full 360 moment for us. Um,
Yes.
our friendship began really because I reached out and you graciously and loving me helped me host my first Stoop Talk workshop in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
So having you on the podcast is very very precious to me. And firstly, thank you. It's so great to have you as a friend.
It's a privilege and an honor.
Oh, thank you. I think getting right into it is I would love for people to know more about you. And can you tell us a little bit more about Mighty by Design and how this started your journey in providing art and mental health services for your community?
Yeah. So I'll just say Mighty by Design was initially not part of my plan, but it's so much of my plan and purpose right now. Um, yeah, probably heard earlier, like my previous career was with Walmart, and I am a graduate from the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and I started my internship with Walmart there. And so that was really my career span. I was looking to like evolve and grow within the company, within the organization. And then in 2016, I kept getting this little whisper that it was time to go. And for me, that whisper became a very loud roar, and I did something super scary, and I took a leap. And when I chose to take that leap from Walmart, I mean, a lot of people was looking at me like, girl, what are you doing? Like, you're leaving this comfort zone to be uncomfortable. And also your resources, within that. And it was scary. It was very, very scary during that time. I remember like all finances stopped, everything. And even just for myself, I'm like, man, what am I going to do? I got, have family, my children, us. I was at the time the breadwinner, also in the home. My husband worked, but I made more of the income that was coming in at the time. And yeah, it was a lot. And so during that, I started discovering a lot about myself. And it was that I had lost who I was in that journey and process of trying to grow my career within Walmart.
Hmm.
And so when all that was, I'll say, shedded from me, and I'm sitting there and having to have a seat with myself, I was just like, who am I? And I became very angry. I was angry at the people around me, because I felt like they knew who they was, but like, who am I in this? And so I picked the paintbrush back up. I was like, I got all this time on my hands. Let me pick the paintbrush back up, something that my daddy taught. And I was like, let me just start painting again. And I started painting from a dream that I saw when I was 15 years old. And I always said I wanted to paint it again one day. And after I painted it, all of a sudden I started getting these downloads. And I heard the words "mighty by design." I thought I was going crazy, and I was hearing these things. Um, but it was like, as I heard it, it was like, just write it down. And so I wrote it down, and I kept on doing painting, and more downloads started coming to me. And in the process of me painting and these downloads happening, it became very therapeutic. And I said I want to pay it forward to others. And I basically started my car, and I started traveling around Northwest Arkansas asking people if they would be interested in me coming in and doing like these painting experiences, and it just kind of grew from there.
I have never heard that so powerful. Um, I think it's I think it's such an amazing journey that you've been through. I think a lot of times we forget about um, really who we want to be, like what a future can look like when we step out of our comfort zones.
Mm-hmm.
And from all of our conversations, you have always shown me that there is so much beauty and grace in those spaces that you really can evolve. So it's cool for me to hear more about you because I didn't know that. I did know you was getting the downloads though. I did
Mm-hmm.
know that.
Oh yeah.
But that, yeah, that's really powerful. So Mighty by Design, can you get into that name, so people can further understand that? Because I feel like faith is a foundational pillar for you and your background, and so I would love to have you speak on that as well.
Yeah. So again, I told you I received the download of the name, and I'm like, what? Like, what is that? And for a while, I just knew that name was important, but I didn't really understand the fullness of the essence of what the name was until I started evolving and growing in this journey and experience. But Mighty by Design, it's a metaphor. Now, I'm not here to press religion, but all I can do is speak on my own personal truth. But for me, Mighty by Design means that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. However, when I'm working with individuals just holistically, I want people to know when you hear the word mighty by design, it means that you are mighty by design, that you can do anything that you choose to put your mind to. And so that's really the metaphor around it. Our mission is really to help strengthen the mental wellness of communities one pain stroke at a time. And that is through the creativity and the power of art. Um, I've seen through this journey and this process that putting something like even a blank canvas in front of a person can be so intimidating. I mean, I even seen it from my own personal experience, because you were like, oh, you're about to judge me, but when or I'm gonna judge myself. But when we choose to like lay those, I'll say, false beliefs down and just give ourselves permission to just be free within that canvas or that blank space, that's when we truly discover how mighty we are through our courage, through our tenacity, through our resilience, like all of those different things and stuff. And so the name Mighty by Design has a lot of substance to it. When people start to learn, a lot of people thought it was like, is this a t-shirt company? But no, I do have some t-shirts, but no.
Don't forget the merch. We have the merch.
Yes, we have the merch, but that T in the Mighty by Design really is, it's a representation of your truth. It's walking
Representation of your truth. Okay, Keisha.
it.
Um, yeah, I feel like one of the things as well that is really powerful about how you work with community is that you are so open. I mean, you led with the statement you're not trying to push anything, right? But I feel like you're being has always been so open, especially to me. I was in a confusing grad school spot. I was just trying to find other Black women, and you were right out the gate, the first fully supportive person. You were like, girl, just come to my shop. I'll do it. And I was like, what? I was like, me. And that was just it. It made me realize that I have not only support but that I could do it in that space in Northwest Arkansas specifically, that I could um be in partnership with you and others that could actually bring us together through an art making practice. I feel like when firstly Stoop Talk happened, the first workshop, I was just so excited that people came at all. But afterwards, it was like it just sped up so fast. I think I've had around 30 now workshops after that. And it just makes me so happy thinking back on it because you were number one. And
Oh,
it
man.
made that it also made like my stability in the community better because people know and trust you.
Mm.
And so because our friendship also was able to blossom in that, I was able to like see your love and your giving back, and people understood that like this was also like my intention. So it really is a powerful thing for me to have another partner in this art community that, we're just trying to spread some love, and that courage is so important. That courage and resilience that you were talking about. It just yeah, it just makes me really happy that we're able to like share these things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, I know what it felt like to have doors closed on you. Because,
Mhm.
like, when I was in my car driving to different places, a lot of people really didn't understand what it was that I was trying to bring to them. And so, there was doors being closed or not even being able to get to the door at some of these places. And so
Mhm.
I didn't want that, for the studio. I wanted that studio to feel like a space that people felt welcomed, that, no matter what background, whatever it is you come from, there's no judgment, just love. And so that it's a space for people to be able to grow and thrive in their gifts. I don't want to gatekeep or do none of that. I want to be an open space that we can all come and play. Um, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the studio, the physical space, maybe. From what I know of it, you are multifaceted. So, yeah, you have a lot of things going on. You want to share location and what goes on there, different activities.
yeah. So we're located at 392 East Sunbridge in Fayetteville. We are the only therapeutic like business model that we do where we offer this non-clinical and also clinical experience in the space. People can come in if they want to. They can rent the studio space out. It's not your average art studio. um, as far as how it's kind of like designed on the inside. I mean, you can convert it into like we just had a baby shower in there yesterday, because again, it's a studio for the community. But also in there, we do from like workshops, we do one-on-ones to in the space we have a small office where we offer counseling. And so when people come in, I didn't want it to feel like a clinic, but literally a space that within your community you can feel this essence and this sense of belonging within the space. And even just to utilize it as a space to help like reduce this stigma around like mental health and mental wellness, that it doesn't have to look like a certain way, you know.
Mhm.
You can come in there and there's levels to your, I'll say, exploration and experience of how you want to address your mental health and your mental wellness. And so that's really, you know, what the space is. um, on the back end of it, when I came into the studio, like, cause I did what first year was me driving in my car around Northwest Arkansas, and then literally like the next year I'm in this studio space, and for me it was God. Like I heard it, I got another download, so it was just like you're gonna have a space, and I'm like, how am I have it and I ain't got no money? And it was like it's already here. It came very short. And like these messages and these downloads. I'm like already here. Like, what is that? So I kind of like started kind of like looking around, not understanding it literally was already there. It was a space that my husband and his friend had, and my husband was cutting hair out of, and his friend was selling clothes. And my husband was like, "Hey, would you be interested in maybe coming in and doing some of your art stuff in here?" I was like, "Yeah." And so I ended up coming into the space, and ironically, his friend ended up moving his clothing into another location in another city, and it became my studio space. Now I'll tell you, owning a brick and mortar is not easy.
Mhm.
Expenses is on a whole nother level. But I will say this, like since 2018 until now, them doors continue to open. Even during the pandemic, them doors were continuing to open and be a space for the community.
Mhm. Wow, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, firsthand experience of that space. It was always open to me. So, I'm really glad to hear again about that legacy of community building that you have too. And one of the things that's also really awesome to think about is that you are also, I feel like a full-blooded businesswoman at the same time. You are whew, today y'all, I'm trying to get her on the schedule. I'm trying to have her speak the word into me, and I gotta have her booked and locked 3 different ways for her to settle down. Um, so, yeah, can you talk a little bit more about maybe the business side of it, the more entrepreneurial side? Because I know you also have some knowledge in that area.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say I had to learn from the school of hard knocks because, you know, I didn't come from a family. Well, I'm discovering I have a family of entrepreneurs, but it was way back in, I'll say, the 50s and 60s time frame, but a lot of stuff happened that blocked that and they wasn't able to continue their entrepreneurship. So I'll say coming from my immediate family now into this, we didn't get that proper training, my sister nor I, around what does it look like to run an actual business. Like I have a degree in business management, but having a degree and actually being in it is totally different. And so um learning, taking skills I'll say from Walmart and like helping to like run stores, and managing people. I took those skill sets that I learned and used that in this experience. Um, Entrepreneurship can be fun. It can be a love and hate relationship. um, it can be lifelong learning. I will say that. But also it can be rewarding. You're gonna have your good seasons, and then you're gonna have some of them seasons where it's gonna feel like a drought.
Hmm.
And it's all about being able to ebb and flow and manage through the process and the journey of it.
Hmm.
Yeah, no. Has it been easy? And I'm gonna say this: has it been easy, especially being a minority, a black owned business in not even just in Northwest Arkansas, but that's a whole nother level. But just in general, it's been a journey. It has been a journey. I started this business with no loan, and that's a whole nother story by itself. Um, because I was denied from an initial loan with a good credit score at the time. And so I said, you know what? I just got to find a way to make it.
Hmm.
And so the work in regards to being an entrepreneurship is, yeah, I'm budgeting a lot, making sure that, the work that we do is cost effective. Are there ways that we can continue to keep our costs low but still have high impact and quality for those that come into our studio space or that we're connecting with out into the community? And that
Hmm.
I'm still able to be able to give back. There are times where I don't pay myself. There's many times of that, but I'm having to pay my team, paying studio rent, paying all of the insurances that come with it, and all of the other stuff. But even though there are the times where I'm not paying myself, I look at it as an investment for the long term. Um, but I am getting to a point where I'm like, okay, we 8 years in. You got to find more moments where you can pay yourself. Because if you're not doing that, then you're not running a business. It's a hobby. And I'm right now not in the business of a hobby. I'm in the business of a business with passion and purpose. And I also have kids and a family to take care of. So that's where you have to kind of weigh those, okay, what do I need to do differently to ensure that the business is being sustainable and growing and thriving? And so I'm kind of like in that season right now of like reassessing some things as I continue to evolve and grow the business.
Yeah. First off, super, super important to continue talking about. I feel like a lot of the time we don't get to hear firsthand experiences about what, being both an artist and a caregiver, maybe the only breadwinner, excuse me, can look like. Especially in environments where it's not always the best for us,
Mm-hmm.
but we keep it pushing. So I really love that you shared those tips. I feel like that's super valuable for folks to be able to kind of understand, maybe the nitty gritty of what you really need to do, because I feel like a lot of the times you can come into this lifestyle, but a lot of people don't think of art as a career, let alone it's staying it for a long time, right? I feel like a lot of perspective is, we're still starving artists. We couldn't possibly have a family. We live in a basement, whatever else. We have a storage unit, and that's where we live our lives. And this is a continual thing that keeps coming up in these interviews. Actually, is that people still have that perspective, that it couldn't possibly be successful. And like you said, you're 8 years running, and you're still going. You're future building, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, I'm actually a little bit curious too about if you have any solid advice that you would give to either folks in the area or folks in general to, maintaining that mentality about being an artist and an entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, always keep in mind what is your true north. And when I say like true north, like what is your intent, purpose, or mission? You know, so like when I think about the true north for me is I love and enjoy creating new things, experiences for people and for myself and my family. But also my true north is creating a foundation and a safe space for my children to continue to evolve and grow.
Mm,
And so as I think about myself as an artist and an entrepreneur, I have to always keep in mind how am I marrying the both together. And so, when I think about creativity and fun, for example, like I'm known probably as the woman that wear many hats. So when I think about
sure.
my business and the work that I do, I try to ensure that I diversify streams of revenue that do come in. And so, like again, we offer like at Mighty by Design, I offer experiences from workshops, like team buildings, to one-on-ones. Also, my other hat is working with Ozark Regional Transit. So, like, I'm the communications, arts, culture, and wellness director, which that sparked from me doing art with Crystal Bridges. That after that artist in residency ended, I was like, the work still needs to keep going. And so I advocated for myself, and it ended up evolving into a position with the company. And so I had to learn to get smart with my business. And so working with Ozark Regional Transit gives me benefits. So when I think about my health benefits and all those different things, I still let them know that one of my main things is continuing Mighty by Design in my business. So
Hmm.
they know that I explain that up front. So the work that I do aligns with the work that I do around mental health, strengthening the mental health within our communities. Like, it still aligns with that. I still get to create. I'm still doing all those things that I love while also being able to support my family. So that's an outside stream revenue. Now, running my business, I still want to get revenue coming from Mighty by Design, but I know, again, that's forward thinking. So right now, I'm investing any revenue in addition to that that comes into Mighty by Design into my team, the people that come to work for me, that help me grow this and to do the work that we do, into paying for all of the expenses that come with running a business. Um, but in addition to that, like, there's going to be a new stream, which I look at that from Mighty is going to help me. Is I just received, I just passed my national counselor's exam. And so I've graduated, yes, graduated from JBU. And so as I continue to start moving into this next, I'll say, realm of work, providing and hopefully becoming the first registered expressive art therapist in Northwest Arkansas,
You
that
will.
stream of revenue that comes in, that'll be my way of Mighty paying myself through there as I'm continuing to do the work with Ozark Regional Transit, and as we continue to do the work for the community that's coming in that my team is doing to pay for those expenses. Ultimately, now I'm doing all these continued things that may seem like a lot, but it's all going back to my true north of, again, my family, strengthening the mental wellness of communities one pain stroke at a time. And I'm just doing things that I love.
Hmm. See,
I
this
hope
is
that helps.
this is why I get so excited because you get so passionate and you're just sharing your truth and I love it. Like I'm so excited for you. You're having so many fantastic milestones that like also I have to remind you this every single time. Celebrate yourself, Miss Lakisha Harper-Bradley. You're doing so much. I'm so proud
Oh,
of you. Bagging degrees, bagging
thank you.
partnerships. Oh, family's doing good. Kids are going to high school stuff. Like I'm just, it's so exciting. Okay. Anyway, this is side note just because she's my friend, but I'm just so excited to like hear about the limitless potential that you have. You sharing it also is just it reestablishes for me this connection. Like we get to be in each other's lives and I'm so proud of what you're accomplishing and I get to see your kids grow and your family be happy and then that translates into the community. And even though I'm not in Northwest Arkansas, I know that your legacy is there to uplift us. And I can leave happy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just really proud of you. But
Thank
that's
you.
I'm just
Proud
really
of
proud.
you.
Thank you.
Feeling it.
Well, let's see. I know that you are also really good at sharing inspirations. So, how who or what are some inspirations to you, either in life or in your practice?
In life, there's several different people. Um, like, I think about my parents and just their resiliency. Like my mom, how, she, like, when we talk about giving back to the community, that was my mama. My mama worked in the cafeteria in the school, and how she served people, and she did it with love and joy, even times when she was tired. And I think about my dad, who, again, he taught me art, he wanted to, like, his goal and dream was to become an artist. But when they knew that I was coming, he sacrificed that to go and to work into like the farms and different things and stuff to provide for his family. But he passed that on. Now it's coming full circle back to him with the film brushstrokes and his artwork being in the Greg, the museum, and
Yep.
just that film in general. And so people are getting to see him as an artist in a whole new way at age 75. But I think about like my sister who powered through and served in the community during breast cancer and out there serving during the pandemic. Yes, when she just got chemo done and she telling blowing a whistle and telling people to exercise.
She
That's
was. Go
motivation.
ahead, Stacy.
Yes. My children, my husband, like just those individuals. So many people like Tessie Bullock which was a teacher from my high school, that when they told us, especially a lot of black kids, we weren't getting the access that some other people were within our schools to like check out other colleges and different things. She went and got a bus and put us on that bus and took us to University of Arkansas Pine Bluff and said, "Y'all gonna leave with scholarships today." She's like, "Bring any talent gift you got," and we did,
Mm.
and we left with scholarships and access to a university. And so there's just so many different people that have crossed my path throughout this journey that has instilled nuggets, life, even down to the simplest smile. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's too many to name, to be honest with you, because
Yeah.
even from the good and the bad, they taught me something.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, that also reminds me too just how much our teachers in this life are vast and diverse.
Yes,
Like you were saying, both good and bad. I think that's also an important reminder to remember is, they still taught us something. Wherever we needed that lesson, it really helped us move forward, regardless, even though we may have
yes,
been not wanting it at the time. And yeah, a huge shout out to teachers too. I feel like teachers in general, and not in terms of just academic, but our teachers or our mentors in life are not always given their flowers as well,
yeah,
and that's why I love to hear who inspires you, because you inspire me. So I know I have the privilege of knowing some of those people on that list, um, and so it's really great to hear when we're getting back down to it, we still have love for the people that help make us. So that makes me really happy.
yeah. No, I do. I appreciate people so much. What year was that? 20, gosh, was it 2023? 22, 23. That whole, it was one of those years. I literally, every month, I would send literally flowers to people throughout my lifespan that had made major impact to me. And like I said, so that was like, that's just a minimum of 12. So I tell you, it was a lot of folks.
um, I think one of the things that I wanted to like retouch on was like I really want to hit on mental wellness. And one of the things that I learned from you was how to build a mental wellness toolbox.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little bit on how you feel you help others build that toolbox in your therapeutic art practice and in their lifestyles?
Yeah, yeah. So like when people reach out or they come to me and like, hey, I'm dealing with such and such, whatever that is that may be going on in their life. One of the first things is when they come into the studio, I just want to create that safe space for them. And from there, we just get down to the nitty gritty, the raw truth, and we build from that. And so I try to customize whatever that artistic experiences for them, really for them. So if they're dealing with, I'll just say anxiety or stress, or just some past life trauma that they've dealt with. Um, Part of it is intuitive that I use, but we go through this journey experience together through creativity to process and work through that, and to release it. I truly believe that a lot of the things you probably read the book, The Body Keeps the Score. But this body, these little tiny cells are scoring up and they're holding a lot of things. And
Mm-hmm.
so when we choose to like to release that, if it's through a canvas, through paper, if it's through dance, and I just need you to open up and to just be present and be vulnerable and be okay with that. Those are some of the things. Or if we're drumming, we're gonna do that in the studio. But building that toolbox is so important, and it's not gonna look the same. Everybody's toolbox is going to be different. And a toolbox can be this big or it can be this big. It's whatever works best for you. And my goal is to try to equip the individuals with tools and resources that they can place inside their toolbox that they can tap into when I'm not there. The ultimate goal is I want you to get to the point where you say, Keisha, I don't need you no more. I got this. And you can carry your toolbox with you, and whenever you feel like you need to pull this out, you can pull it out. And you can also build upon it. That hopefully you taking that toolbox and what you've gained and built inside it, you can go and help the next person. Because we
Mm-hmm.
can't do it alone. And so, yeah, when I think about that mental health toolbox, or I even speak to mine, my toolbox may include, videos, YouTube. My toolbox includes journaling. My toolbox includes just maybe go talking to somebody else that I trust. Or my toolbox includes my dog right here, Yukon, that's down here next to me. Or it may include me just going into the studio and just being present
Mm-hmm.
and creating or doing watercolor paintings, just whatever that is. That's my toolbox. For me for that day. And so try to help people to understand that your toolbox can be whatever it is that you choose to put in it.
Hmm. Thank you. Okay, I have to think more about that. I know you always giving me some good advice, but come on, Keisha, gotta write a book or something.
Speaking of book, I actually do have one.
Okay, what's the book? What's the book?
It's called Mighty by Design: Healing Through Creativity. I got a copy in there, but I probably can't run and go grab it real quick. But um, yeah, it's the book. It's on Amazon right now. I haven't done like an official like launch out just yet. I'm working with some potential organizations to have it in their locations.
Mm-hmm.
One of those being the Gregg Museum of Art and Design in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're looking to have it in their space in their library, and so. But yeah, it's basically I'll say a mental. It's your mental wellness toolbox, literally, in a book. It has different prompts based off of stories, and you can create from it. You can create literally inside the book if you wanted to, or as part of those reflections, or you can choose to create outside the book. But yeah. So it's available on Amazon right now.
Okay, Keisha, I didn't even know. Published author. Okay.
Which I need to give a shout out because I did partner up with another local artist because it's all about collaboration. And so the illustrator is Adriana. Adriana, yes. So she helped to illustrate the book for me with it, and it just blended together very beautifully. Just how I
That's
wanted it,
that's
exactly how I
awesome.
wanted it. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Well, congrats to you both. That's a big deal. More celebration to be had. You're gonna have to send that out to me so I can add it right here.
Yes,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
And with the book too, like individuals that purchase it, a portion of the proceeds actually goes back and pays towards access to free counseling for individuals that can't afford it. So this is one of
Mm-hmm.
my ways of allowing this book to be a catalyst to give more access to more people out in the community.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's super important. Really glad to hear that. Really glad to hear that. Um, yeah, I think my maybe difficult question for you, maybe to end on, would be this, because I'm gonna challenge you a little bit,
Okay.
because I know we love to talk. So, can you describe your practice in one word?
Inspirational.
Inspirational. Okay. I'm gonna keep that locked in my mind for you. I'm gonna keep it locked. I keep asking this question because, girl, I'm stuck on three. So I have to even whittle my way around on what my why is and my impact, because I want to really understand more about my practice as well. But it's always really good for me to see how, like you had said earlier, what if we're not there? How does the work or the one word really describe what we want to put out into the earth
Yeah.
for other people? And so I feel inspirational for you. I like that one. So thank you so much for sharing that. And honestly, y'all, this is again such a full circle moment. I'm really thankful to my girl, Miss Lakisha Harper-Bradley, for everything that she has done for me. um, yeah, and again, Keisha, just love you, love you, love you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm wishing you continued success in
Thank you.
your artistic journey as you continue to touch and impact lives as well through the power of storytelling and creativity, and most importantly, your heart.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm receiving it. That's
Hmm.
one. That's one thing she always tells me. Y'all receive it, and I'm like,
Yep, yep.
yeah,
See
receive
that
it.
in. See that
Thank you
in.
so much, Keisha. Well, all right, y'all. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of Stoop Talk Artist Takes. You can find us on Spotify and my YouTube channel, and all of the links and descriptions for Lakeisha's website and book and other opportunities will be in the description box. But please make sure that you show us some love, show the artist some love, so that I can make sure that we're supporting one another. So all that liking and commenting and sharing and doing all of that love, then please do it. I would love to see it, so that I know that y'all are seeing these amazing artists that I'm featuring. And as always, I'm your host, Larissa Frimpong, and it's the community and art for me.